today, and we are joined on 365 Sports by Baylor quarterback Dequan Finn right here on this Thursday afternoon. Dequan, thank you so much for your time. When I say Baylor quarterback Dequan Finn, what does that mean to you?
Thanks for having me. It's a new ringtone. It's a new ring to it. I have got to get used to it, but it feels good and nice to finally find a place called home. So,
what has this process been like for you with the transfer portal, and eventually you make the decision? You announced your commitment on Sunday evening. What has this been like since you entered the portal?
It's been a lot. I'm very thankful for all the schools that have been reached out to me and stuff like that. It's been a process for sure. Just seeing random numbers call your phone every single minute of the day. It's kind of like, all right, who is this? You don't know if it's a coach or just you don't know what it is. But it's been kind of it's been good so far, and I'm just thankful I finally found a place called home. So.
Dequan, how did this portal experience, I know it wasn't long lasting, it wasn't like, a whole year or anything like that, but how did that compare to your original recruiting experience that led you to college football originally, and just kind of, what led you to Baylor ultimately as well? What was it about them?
Yeah, it's very different, from high school to now. I kind of wasn't that, that recruited guy, coming out of high school, kind of underrated guy, but now, being in the transfer portal, and it just gives you a whole different horizon of, a different perspective on certain things as far as the recruitment process goes. But, I feel as though Baylor was the right fit for me. I feel as though the atmosphere was I just felt like home. So as soon as I stepped foot on campus, just being with Coach, seeing Coach Arande, just seeing Coach Spavital, just seeing all the coaching staff, just seeing the whole coaching staff, and just seeing the hospitality that they gave me, just being there just felt like, like a home vibe, and I can very much see myself at Baylor. So,
how would you describe, if you could, in a word or even in a sentence, your time and your thoughts on Dave Aranda?
Smart. I'll say that for sure. When we talk ball, he knows what he's talking about. You can tell by his approach, you can tell by the dialect in his voice and cadence. You can tell that he's very serious about ball, and I'm sure the whole city of Waco is too. As far as how that goes, you can tell they want to win. You can tell, you can see it in his face, you can see it in his demeanor, you can see it in everyone else's face and demeanor. You can just tell his seriousness for the love of the game, and that's one thing I'll describe. That's one thing I describe. For Coach Aranda. So.
Dequan, how have you grown as a player in your time in college thus far compared to when you came out in high school originally? And for those who haven't seen a lot of you playing or Toledo playing, what would you kind of give as a scouting report of yourself?
I'll say exciting football. I describe myself as, a complete quarterback. Being at Toledo allowed me, develop my abilities to allow my ability to help myself be a complete quarterback, as far as, everybody knew I was, known for, when a play break down, I could just use my legs to escape out of problems. But now being able to two-time the defense with my arm and my legs, so it's kind of like 2 for 1. And, it just keeps the defense on their toes, and it just allows me to have more freedom and play like myself, at this level. So I'll say one word to describe me is exciting. So.
Yeah, you obviously, as a dual threat, I've seen videos. Everybody has seen some of the highlights when you were at Toledo, what you could do throwing the football to your receivers. When you have that kind of ability to run, was that something, as you kind of mentioned that, but is that something that if all hell broke loose, you could just run? But now when there's just confusion or chaos or something breaks down, you're just as comfortable as throwing the football to one of your receivers?
Yeah, absolutely. And now I kind of feel as though it's more of just, extended plays now, as far as, my running ability. I kind of see it as a plus, just being able, like I said, playing enough football to know when to run, when not to run, when to throw it, when not to throw it, when to take certain hits and when not to take certain hits. So it's like, just playing those type of games just allowed me just feel the game better out and just being able to, like I said, play more free. Cause now I'm not running just to run now. It's more like just to extend the play now. You see like a lot of quarterbacks in the league, or just I'm not even comparing myself, but just for an example, like for instance, like Pat Mahomes, like you see for instance, like when a pocket breaks down, you see him extend the plays with his legs and it allows him to use his arm to find more receivers open and things of that nature. So like I said, I don't want to compare myself, but I'm just using that as a reference. But just being able to, like I said, 2 times the defense is, like I said, is very helpful. So.
Dequan, we talked about, Aranda and Spavital. There's obviously a lot of quarterbacks out there in the transfer portal, just a lot of players in general, a lot of different schools coming after you. You talked about what made sense for you in Baylor, but what was Baylor's message to you, whether it was Coach Spavital or Coach Aranda? Why did they say that they wanted you in particular, and what was it about you and your game that they want to transfer over? Or what did they say they kind of want to see from you here in Waco?
Yeah, this album was a great person first and great player second, and that's one thing I kind of stuck out in me for Coach Aranda, because a lot of guys they'll just, I'm not calling nobody out, but it's player first, person second, and he emphasized the person, a good person that take care of things off the field will allow you to, it'll translate on the field. And that's one thing I kind of took away from Coach Aranda and, Coach Spavital. It's just, like I said, but like with the quarterbacks he had and allowing them, just kind of play not free football, but the numbers that they put up is kind of like, it's video game numbers, like Geno Smith, Will Greer, Johnny Manziel, like just to name a few, David Webb, like those guys. I could see myself in this type of offense, just being that type of electrifying guy that can help the team win. Because that's one thing, the coaches noticed about me. They say you're a true winner, and that's one thing I am. I see myself as a winner because I hate to lose. A lot of people hate to lose, but it's just a different. Like I said, it's just a different feel with me. Like I said, the resume speaks for itself, but like I don't like losing, and that's one thing. The coaches really mentioned for real. So.
State championships in high school, obviously a MAC championship, what you were named as the player of the year and all of that. When you came out of high school, you weren't the dog. You were good, and you had a heck of a career coming out of where you were in Detroit. But you, as you said, even that not quite many people knew much about you. And maybe at times, I was told that your personality was good, but that you were kind of so quiet, reserved, that maybe some schools backed off because they wanted you to be an alpha personality. Is that also something that you've grown into doing over these 4 years at Toledo?
That's kind of funny you say that. Yeah, I am a quiet guy, kind of reserved guy, but also, everyone leads differently, and everyone, sets an example a different way. You might have some guys that lead by example. And then when it's time to say something, the team will listen to you, of course. And your words do mean a lot and it holds a lot of weight. And I feel as though that's kind of like how it was with me. I wasn't going to say too much because I was going to say the right thing at the right time when it's time for the team to hear what I have to say. But being at Toledo, it allowed me to open up more, allowed me to become, open up my personality more, become myself more. And, now it's more of, just, like I said, just being comfortable in my own skin and just allowed me to open up more, being more vocal, talk to guys that I wouldn't normally talk to, and just opening up those type of relationships and those connections that's going to allow, me to, be closer and build that chemistry and bond closer with my teammates. But, yeah, I was per se, I was quiet for sure when I was young. I'm not going to lie, but now, like I said, I open up way more now. I'm a completely different guy.
Dequan, where'd your love for the game of football come from and grow from? How did that just sort of intertwining of football and your life kind of all come together and get to this point now?
Yeah, my family is a heavy football family. My mom, my dad, put the ball in my crib when I was 3 months. So it's kind of like it's been destined for me, since a young pup. So, And like I said, I love, especially playing quarterback. I played quarterback at the age of 7, 8 years old. Just watching a lot of, Michael Vick and Cam Newton growing up. So it's just kind of been like that. And ever since then, sky's been the limit.
So I heard you're your mother's son. What does that mean?
Yes, sir. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a mama's boy. So, yeah, that's my rock. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that there's no doubt. Kia, is that your mother's name? Is that correct?
Lakaya.
Lakai, I'm sorry, that you are your mother's son. Now, how much has former Michigan quarterback Devin Gardner, who I spoke with a little bit today, we're going to have part of an interview with him about you, about Baylor, and about football a little bit later in the show, how much he's known you for, 6, 7, 8 years since you were 15 years old or so. How much of a role model and mentor has he meant to your life?
Huge mentor to me. I kind of look at him as a bigger brother, as far as just talking to him, he's been in a situation before at a high level. So it's kind of like just paying my respect and just really just soaking up as much game as I can from him. I'm kind of like a sponge when it goes to Devin, because like I said, he's seen a lot, he's been through a lot, and he knows the right and wrong throughout the whole situation. He knows how to maneuver in a way. So it's just kind of like, anything he say, I'm going to listen. And he helped me develop, tremendously from, just being more balanced in my, with my throws, not leaning, just staying more vertical, staying more forward with my throws and things of that nature, and having that more spin and velocity and pop when I throw the ball. It just helps a lot. And I can see it in my throwing, I can see it in my play, and it allows me to be more confident on the field as well. So,
you said every time someone either called you or texted you once you entered the portal that it was like bam, 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 whichever direction. Did you sometimes just turn your phone off and just try to enjoy life?
Yeah, I kind of did. I'm not going to hold you. Yeah, it was some points where, I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. But because it was like I said, I get phone calls every 30 minutes. So it's kind of like exhausting at a certain point in time. So I had to just, put my phone on D&D, just taking time to myself and just kind of, clear my mind and just breathe a little, so.
What was it like, Dequan, when you moved to Toledo and you weren't, like I mentioned earlier, you weren't the guy on campus for someone who had been so highly decorated in high school in Detroit that you were, and like championship level caliber. But when you got there, you weren't. How much did you learn about yourself at that time that things just, you had to work for it even more?
It definitely was a reality check. But like I said, but that's the adversity that, you got to go through, as a young guy. Just getting acclimated to the college speed and college life. So, once I heard I didn't want to start a job, I use that as motivation. I use that as extra fuel. So there's times I'll grab some of the young receivers and we would just go in the indoor, late at night or 11 o'clock, stuff like that, just getting those type of throws. And then that was like on a consistent basis, though. That wasn't like just here and there. That was every day. I get like one of my roommates, he was my receiver, and that was like my best friend. So anytime we got the chance to go on the field, we had the opportunity. Like it was sometimes we had to sneak in the indoor, just to throw around, just to throw the ball. But that's how hungry I was for the game, and that's how hungry I was to just the need of getting better. Because like I said, ain't nobody's perfect in this world, and I want to make sure I'm the best. Like I said, overall complete quarterback there is in the country. That's nobody's gonna stop from that. And like I said, just being able to, the hard work, I said, really separated myself from anybody else at Toledo. And like I said, it spoke for itself. And like I said, it's just good to see your hard work start to get recognized and stuff like that. So.
Baylor does have a quarterback room with Sawyer Robertson, who came in from Mississippi State, R.J. Martinez, who was from Northern Arizona. They're on the roster now. On your visit, did you get a chance to see them, visit with them, talk to them at all? And your thoughts about this offense, as you mentioned, with Jake Spavital and the quarterback room in the competition?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to speak with them. I think they were wrapping up finals and things like that. So I think they went home. I think prior the day before I even got there, but I'm looking forward to meeting everyone. Just earning everyone's respect in the whole team, and just building that bond and that chemistry within the quarterback room, so it could be a healthy quarterback room in there. No animosity, and I'm just looking forward to learning from those guys, and just really and just competing.
No, that's great. Who is Musa Mubarak?
Oh, Musa Mubarak.
Yeah, tell everybody about the story about your relationship. He's an 8-year-old. He's a part of Devin Gardner's camps, but you have seemed like a pretty good conversation or a rapport with him about him telling you something or vice versa as you have fun with those kids as they're trying to learn how to play the game.
Yeah, Musa is a special one. I seen him when he was, probably like 5 years old, barely know how to throw a football and stuff like that, and just seeing his development and his growth, it's crazy to see that. But Musa, he's a great young kid that has, the sky's the limit for him. He's always smiling, so that's kind of like, that's his personality. He's going to be the smile, upbeat little kid. So every time you see him, it just brings you joy and just smiles. And just, you just know you're going to have a good time with him. And, Musa, he's like I said, a little brother to me. So it's kind of like, I have to like show him the way of like how to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing him, doing his thing, it's kind of like extra motivation to me and the rest of the kids. That's a part of Young Go Getters. Just seeing those guys smiling every time I come up back home, and just seeing them, how is it, DQ? How is college? Like, just them asking those questions, kind of like, yeah, man, I gotta do better for those guys. So it's a surreal moment. I'm just just thankful and happy I had him in my life. So.
Yeah, and I heard he's as excited as the kids are when you started beating Devin in those quarterback type battles you had, those quarterback type games that lit up everybody. You have now a few days to rest and enjoy the Christmas holidays, and then eventually you arrive on campus. What do you get a chance to do now? Is it just chill but keep working out, focused on getting here to Waco and getting ready for the football season, or at least spring drills in a few months?
Yeah, now I'm at home. I'm just, like you said, I'm working. Just waiting on that day, for real. So it's kind of like, I got some off time, but now I got my school now, so it's back to work really. So,
did you know that Devin Gardner wore jersey number 98 when he played quarterback? If you wear 98 at quarterback, you got to be pretty good, right?
Yeah, actually, I grew up watching him, and I was like, "Why you got number 98 on?" And then at first, he just seeing the meaning behind the number 98, it's kind of like, "Oh, okay, this guy's like that." So then, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty special just seeing, having a guy like that around me every single day. So.
My last question for you. Baylor obviously did not have a very good season. There's a reason why there were changes and why they're also looking for people to come on the roster to help them do better. I know you watched a lot of film of Jake Spavital's offenses and what Baylor did as well. When you committed on Sunday, did you realize, with all due respect to anybody else in the roster or whoever is signed this week, what a breath of energy or so that you shot into the fan base when you announced your commitment? Do you even realize that?
At first I kind of didn't know until I really started to see it, it's really starting to get real now. So no, I was kind of surprised just seeing that, seeing my commitment blow up like that. But I mean, not kind of surprised, but I was surprised, like as far as like the fan base, as far as everyone just blowing up and just saying, great things and stuff like that. And it just, it's more motivation when you see things like that, and it just brings you more, confidence heading into another team school like that. So it's very exciting. I'm excited. So
they are too. Dequan, thanks for your time. I know it's been a long journey from Detroit to Toledo, and now you're headed to Central Texas around the corner. We appreciate your time. Congratulations on your commitment, and we hope to talk to you again very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. That's Dequan Finn. Devin Gardner